We discussed a number of issues, a number of opportunities within the region. And first of all, we have agreed that our role as East African Business Council should be growing prosperity within the region, but also at the continental level. We can only grow prosperity by eliminating a number of barriers. There are numerous non-tariff barriers within the region. Goods are not moving across the border as we want. But also we have realized that standards bodies, Bureau of Standards, are not working together. That's a big concern, that the element of mutual recognition is not happening. Uganda National Bureau of Standards does not speak to their counterpart, South Sudan Bureau of Standards, or Tanzania Bureau of Standards, or Rwanda National Bureau of Standards. So we need to bring these agents together in terms of harmonizing their position, in terms of harmonizing their procedures, because they are becoming technical barrier to trade. So what we are doing and what has emerged through this meeting, EABC to champion the mutual recognition aspect, to ensure that those goods that we have agreed need to move seamlessly without any barrier across the region. We should not see milk from Uganda being restricted to access Kenyan market or Rwandan market or Tanzanian market. We should not see any product from Rwanda not accessing any other market. So it is the role of EABC to ensure that there is coherence, consistency in terms of policy, in terms of measures, in terms of regulations, in terms of laws that we have agreed. And really members have raised a pertinent issue saying that if we cannot trade within our region, why are we going into continental free trade area? What will CFTA offer when we have failed to trade amongst ourselves? And as you are aware that the CFTA is anchored on what has been agreed at the REX level, Regional Economic Community level. So at the EAC being a role model across other REX, we need to ensure that those barriers that hinder the movement of goods and services across the region are fully eliminated. So we are arguing and we are requesting our policymakers, including revenue authorities, to harmonize issues related to regulations. Issues related to other issues we discussed, there are issues related to access to finance. And UMA will be hosting a symposium on trade finance, bringing all our banks together, because finance is a lifeblood of the business. Another aspect we discussed was climate change. Climate effects are here with us. We need to ensure that are integrated in our business strategy, in our corporate strategy. Finally, another issue we agreed that we need as a business community across the region, we need to speak with one voice. We need to work together. We need to integrate. We need to harmonize our positions.
Now standards are being used to promote non-tariff barriers, and that is a huge problem. But I am very glad that competition law is developing in the region. Uganda has just worked on its law. I think Kenya passed its law. Tanzania is on its way. But as a region, we need to establish a strong competition framework so that we stop these competitive practices, so that even our regulatory bodies, the standards units that are creating different standards per country, are brought together. As you've heard about the issues that are coming out, we have serious issues to do with non-tariff barriers, things that are defeating the integration. And yet the East African community, the East African countries, I think the first customs treaty we ever had was in 1917 between Uganda and Kenya. And we know that these borders are artificial. There were suggestions by the colonialists. It's very important for us to realize that if we promote integration, we will be able to have, for instance, right now, trading between Uganda and West Africa is more expensive than trading between Uganda and Europe. So we need to change this to take advantage of our markets. We need to improve our infrastructure. You heard about the concerns on infrastructure, the concerns on the regulatory aspects. especially in trading in services, the fact that trade of services is not able to cross borders because of a lack of mutual recognition agreements. We also need policy shifts in climate change, and we've seen how the industrialists and the manufacturers are taking lead in initiating green management programs. But we're also saying that we need to stop waiting for the West to determine our environmental protection agenda. We need to take leadership and realize that for our country to develop, we need to do it sustainably. Lastly, as EABC, we are celebrating 25 years of existence, and in these 25 years, we've had a lot of amazing achievements. But we're saying we need to embrace technology. We need to make sure that our people understand the policies, prepare for export, and take advantage of this huge market we got since Congo joined the East African community.
I'll say my name is Joshua Mawerere, and I am the chairperson of Kasita Youth League, but also work with the Institute of Corporate Governance of Uganda, where we have a lot of interactions with different board members and councils of different organizations. Two issues that are being faced. One, the tax regime that the country has put across does not favor business growth, but rather it is a detriment to a number of innovations that businesses would do. Because the tax regime in the different countries, when you want to import from Kenya, you have a different tax regime in Kenya and have a different tax regime in this country. And harmonizing the two tax regimes is also, it takes time. So any trader who is importing anything in this country that is from the East African community has to suffer two charges, has to make sure that they have knowledge in two systems of taxation. We are asking, can we have harmonization of these regimes so that somebody can face a single regime and they're able to move their products across the East African region? Many of our traders cannot take products to Rwanda because Rwanda has different standards. It's saying, somebody who has been manufacturing here for 23 years takes a product to Rwanda, a steel product to Rwanda, and Rwanda says it's substandard. So the question is, can we have UNBS standardize to the level of this African community so that we have harmony in terms of the quality that we export? If JESA is exporting milk from here to Kenya, and Kenya says it's substandard, so a level of JESA's production, you cannot say it is substandard. So there is kind of a Tom and Jerry play that is happening in the standards and the tax regimes that does not favor businesses to grow in this country. And that is also causing the worry of capital flight. Many of the investors are sitting in their boardrooms and they are discussing which other country can become more productive, more hospitable in terms of business. Where are people understanding the tax regimes? Which country has products that are more acceptable in most of the African countries? So if I want to have a product sell in 5 countries, then I have to look for a country that I can manufacture from, and it has acceptance of products to different countries. So that's what people are doing now. The boards are sitting to re-strategize. It's now we're opening up the East African region, so people are saying, which other country can I produce from? Then we're opening up the African Free Continental Trade Area, so the entire Africa is going to be opened up. So people are asking, where can I register my business? Where can I take my capital? And I can get more government incentives to do business. So there's a lot of discussion on capital flight. We've seen the real estate. People are moving money from this country and investing in Dubai. We've seen that. People have constructed estates in Dubai because it's more profitable there. So capital flight is a very true story. The discussion is on. If government does not do anything to curb this, we're going to find businesses migrate little by little, but at the end of the day, we'll find our tax base eaten up as a country.